Welcome back. Sorry. We're having that cutting out issue again. So sorry about that. On the plus side, we're back now. Rare to see you so well stocked with good, isn't it? But not here. I'm going to guess you're new to our fair city. Well, for what it's worth, you've chosen a fine sanctuary. The Exarch can throw up a barrier if the Sin Eaters come knocking, so it's a damn sight safer in here than it is out there. Safer and more civilized, too. Thanks to us in the mean, we work together to procure materials and resources and craft goods which make city life possible. This is the place to visit if you need a coat mended or a kettle forged. Just don't go thinking it'll all be handed to you on a plate like most of those Yulmorian layabouts. Here in the Crystarium, we work for our living. Though I see you're no stranger to honest labor, you don't have that whiff of indolence about you like some folk I've met. Still, I can't quite pin down your profession. Where is it you're from? One of the Exarch's countrymen, you say? I see. Well then, I'll work twice as hard to make you feel welcome. Our city wouldn't even exist if it weren't for him, and any friend of his is a friend of ours. It really is quite incredible when you think about it. They say his grand magic summoned the Crystal Tower into existence, pulled the entire thing out of thin air. It wasn't long before droves of refugees began congregating around its base, desperate for shelter after losing their homes to the flood. And that's how the Crystarium began. At the Exarch's invitation, buildings started going up, and with the help of some curious relics brought forth from the tower, the place gradually expanded into the thriving metropolis you see today. The city stood here for decades now, yet the eldest among us swear the Exarch looks exactly the same as he did back then. He is indeed a man of many mysteries, but for all his secrecy, he has never yet let us down. So if he, and you, wish to remain silent about your shared homeland, then the folk here will respect your wish for privacy. I am, however, more than a little curious to see any crafting talent you might be hiding. If you've aught to contribute on that front, be sure to come back and visit once you've had a chance to settle in. Just ask for Catless, and I'll find you a niche here in the crystalline mean. You can help us keep the cogs of the city greased and turning. Okay. God. I do love this. I do love this. The visuals of the Crystal Tower. Not much beat how the Crystal Tower looks. Now we go this way. Ethernet shard, let's grab that. Another Ethernet shard. Excuse me, miss. You recently come to the city, perchance? I'm quite familiar with our civic roles, you see, and, well, What I mean to ask is, have you brought any books with you? A rumpled scroll even, a scrap of scribbled-on parchment? My apologies. Literature is something of an obsession of mine, as well as my profession. Librarian Morin, at your service, and this humble collection is known as the Cabinet of Curiosity. As your powers of perception have likely informed you, my colleagues and I are responsible for curating all manners of tomes, documents, and other vehicles for the written word. As horrific as the loss of life and land wrought by the flood unquestionably was, the damage to recorded knowledge was no less catastrophic. We few do all we can to preserve the what wisdom survived. But tell me, what brings you to the cabinet today? Looking for any title in particular? Mayhap a spot of academic research? Oh, so you're interested in modern history. Splendid! A thorough review of recent events can often yield novel perspectives. I quite agree. If you would prefer something visual to accompany the account, then I think I have an illustrated history book for children somewhere. Just a moment and I'll fetch it for you. And here we are. Would you like to pull up a chair? Make yourself more comfortable. On with the lesson then. He's so cute. Oh my god, I love him. Ooh. 100 years ago, or near enough not to matter, villains known as the Warriors of Light slew the Shadowkeeper, the Steward of Darkness. In the wake of this tainted deed, light began to pour into the world as if from unseen cracks. It pooled and swelled without cease until the day an enormous blinding wave rose up and swept across our star. We called this calamity the Flood of Light. Everything it touched was leached of life and vigor, leaving naught behind but a luminous wasteland. Yet, just when it all seemed that all would be lost, a savior appeared before us, the Oracle of Light. She stood twixt us and the approaching doom, and by her power did she stay the flood. Thus was Novarant, and Novarant alone, spared the fate of erasure. Oh, this music is so pretty. Tragedy would, however, arrive in another form. From the blasted emptiness descended horrors of strange and terrible aspect to bedevil the few folk who survived. These sin-eaters were light incarnate, and their fulgent presence stole the night from Novarant's sky. Even now they cycle the remaining bastions of civilization, ever on the hunt for us, ever hungering for our flesh. And thus did the world become what it is. Should you ever wish to hear the tale again, I would be glad to retell it for you. Or, if you would rather I speak of other matters, that too would be my pleasure. I should be glad of the company. Interesting. So literally what happened to the 13th happened here in reverse, though. It was darkness that took over the 13th. Interesting. I'm a big fan of the lore of this game. And I do know a fair bit of it. Thank you, Jesse Cox, for your lore videos. But But I've purposefully tried to avoid a lot of the big things from Shadowbringers because I want to see it for myself. Because I'm a selfish dick like that. Not really. I love this game. I'm already in. Like, I was in for all the other expansions, but the way they're introducing this world is so cool and fun and interesting. I'm in it to win it, man. I'm in it to win it. The Rotunda. Let's go grab this Etherite. Or this, Ethernet. Hey, Braggy. New to the city, friend. The spinning head and wide eyes give you away. Welcome. My name is Braggy, and I'm the master of these markets. They gave the district another official title, but I'm not in the habit of using it. Too florid by half. In any case, our merchants stock a range of equipment for drawn such as yourself, so finding something in your size shouldn't be a problem. I'm sorry, did you say drawn? Aye, is something wrong? Let's see. Let's see if we can straighten this out. See those two in front of us? The shorter one is a hume, and the taller one is an elf. That sturdy individual over there is a Gulgent, whilst the one with horns is a Drawn, like you. And then you have the large scaly chaps with long tails and a knack for raising livestock. That would be the Zune. Which is apparently not the name you know them by. Now I'm curious to know which far-flung region you hail from. Ah, the same as the Exarch, eh? Well, that explains it. You don't get much further flung than that. We've had a few of your lot pass through in recent years, and despite their obvious learning, they floundered over the simplest things. But not to worry. Should you find yourself confused by the local language or customs, I'll be here to answer your questions. Interesting. I mean, we are in a different world. Like, it makes sense that things would be referred to in other, like, other terms. Very cool, very cool. There's the Skywatcher. Of course, I get the hiccups all of a sudden. All right. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Indeed, they did. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary for you to grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. Oh my god, look at that experience! Oh, it feels good to get that level of experience again. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time to fulfill my half of the bargain and explain what has befallen your comrades. This is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my quarters, however. I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things, but I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. The tower's gate lies open, then? Well, yes, of course. Can be opened and closed just like any other. Does that seem strange to you? I know not of how the tower functioned in your time, but I assure you there is no danger of us being locked inside. That quest music, though. Organize some things. Greeting, madam. The Exarch awaits you inside. There's the 13 worlds.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind.
Okay.
Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply, they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the source.
Okay.
In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Yustola and Urianger have dwelt here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
Holy shit!
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year.
Uh-oh!
My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are in truth merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
You better figure out how to fix that, dude.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass.
Okay.
In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes.
Okay.
Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours.
Okay.
Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips.
Okay.
I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home.
Cool. Okay.
What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least? Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
The Crystarium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at the Pendants, which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. Okay, so then I'll be able to pick up... Oh, wait. Yes, okay.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. What you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, Yes, you must be curious about the currency. Fear not, the gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you. But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task.
Wasn't expecting that.
This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home, through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Sne Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Nice. Ah, such pretty music. My god, it's lovely. Ah, there you are. I was just finalizing the matters of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at the Pendants for the duration of your stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you are ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and recuperate, and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Umbra. We are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams await you nonetheless. Pleasure to meet you, miss, and welcome to your new home at the Pendants. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. So is this like my room permanently? It's the warrior.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source. What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The Warrior of Darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source, and try to hasten their god's damned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia. How she listened to our pleas, and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrand. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away. Leaving me to bear witness.
Oh no.
Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
God, you feel bad for him. Yes.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest. I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the Flood of Light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
What about Thancred? What about Thancred?
So, will it be Calusia or Armareng? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
Okay. That makes me feel a little better. Ready to depart for Armareng? Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassad, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at Amaro Launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Let's just pick up Alphino's while we're at it. You will visit Alphino in Calusia, then. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast, so you will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here is a letter of introduction. Present it to Zem Jamai, the master of beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphino, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Alright, let's just pick up both. I think I want to do Alize first, though, because she needs a friend. But I think before I do that, we might as well try and get some free EXP, right? By mapping the area. Not to mention I can pick up the ether currents if I can. Now, I'm fully aware that I probably won't be able to get all of them, but I might as well. I might as well try. Oh, that's an NPC. This is a fairly large area. I may not do all of these all at once, just for the sake of time, but I do want to collect as many as I can. Ah, there it is. Oh no. Damn it. Aw, come on. Oh wow, there's just another one here. Okay. That's convenient. Is that already... Yeah, that's already 4 of 10. Nice. Northwest. Northwest. Get this new chunk of the map, if we can. Nice. Oh, it's up there. Now, there's no way it's that easy. Is there a way up from this side? There is! Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Northeast again, my goodness. Compared to Stormblood, these are just kind of like out in the open. There it is. There it is. Ugh. There's an entrance. My instincts were correct. Gentlemen, 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 gentlemen. No need to fight. We're all friends here. Come on. Alright. New currency. I'm always down for new currency. Now, before we grab that ether current, I have need of this etherite. Okay. Excuse you? Is it really that far away? Ah. Sneaky little shit. Found you. I've only got one left. And it's to the northwest. Ow. Oh, so the other one's also in this area. All right. So it's going to be up there. Okay, there's more above me. Thought I saw a splash of green. So it's still northwest of here. Ow. Up. Found you, you little shit. You thought you had me. All right. Cool. And I attuned to this one, right? Yes. All right. Well, since we have all of those, and I'm not too worried about blue quests right now because I literally don't have any. Yeah. Let's get started. Let's go meet with Alizé. Ugh. Yeah. Also, that way I can get this ether crystal. God, the music in this area is so pretty. Can't handle it. Hey, Cassard. Hmm? If you come looking for work, I might have a spot for another guard. Oh, you're a friend of the Exarch. Hoping to meet someone in Arm'Areng, are you? Then I shall be your guide. I was about to set off for our outpost there, as a matter of fact, so we can leave right away, assuming you have everything you need. Yeah, let's go. All set? Then off to the unforgiving sands we go.
Arm'Areng. From this parched earth, the nation of Nabath Areng once rose. When I journeyed here, long ago, I spoke with a sun-weathered elder. He told me Arm'Areng meant majestic land in the language of his people. And so it might still be, were it not for the light's unrelenting onslaught.
All right. Okay, I'm back. I saw OBS freak out for a second. Ugh. No matter how many times I come here, the cold never fails to catch me off guard. The sky may be as bright as in the scorching hours of the day, but it gets brisk enough to make you shiver. Now, the Exarch's letter said you were to take, I was to take you to the inn at Journey's Head, which is where this Alizé friend of yours is staying. But that's a fair old distance, so I propose we make a stop at Mord Suk to break up the trek, allowing me to attend to some business and you to enjoy the local hospitality. Sound good? Good. All right, you lot, I'm off, and I'd better not see the goods covered in sand when I get back. Yeah! Right, we head southwest, straight as an arrow. All right. Big cactus. I mean, you gotta. Next one's gonna be across the bridge. Stop here a moment. This is your first visit to Amarang, is it not? Before you cross the River of Sand, you need to turn around and feast your eyes on that. They built them big, didn't they? That's Kasar al-Sharl, a fortress meant to protect the northern reaches of Nabath-Arang. Seeing that was left behind, I believe when they say that it was once one of Novirat's mightiest nations. At least until the flood came along. Great chunks of Nabath-Arang lands were... The great chunks of Nabath-Arang's lands were lost to the light, its great city included. The few who survived didn't see much point in staying. Most of them, anyway. No, not many choose to come here these days. Not with everything in ruins. Even that hulking great fortress has become little more than a marrow roost for me and my caravan. But not everywhere as deserted as this place. Just wait until you see Mord Suk. Let's press on, shall we? Uh-huh. Oh, you can walk on this. Well, we're going to get those as we travel in this area. Here we are, Mord Suk. By the blessed shadow, I love this town. Okay, and with that, I'm going to take a quick break to go to the restroom. I will be right back. While we wait, we'll do some idling camera. That's the wrong button. Hold on. We'll do some idling. So I'll be right back. I have returned. Just checking a couple things before getting back into it. I'll make sure everything's ready to go. Excellent. Maud Soak. Not just full of Maud, but Humes and all manner of others too. It has long been a refuge for folk displaced by the flood, so the population is nothing if not diverse. Oh, have you met a Maud before? They might look like shifty little blighters, but a more welcoming lot you could never wish to meet. Speaking of which, we should pay our respects to Master Gen Gen. I'll go on ahead and let him know we've arrived. So this is a kobold city. Yeah. We'll grab this to make sure. And I don't have any other stops yet, which is fine. Let's grab the aetheryte. And just for safekeeping, because knowing me, I'll die somehow. Gen Gen and Cassard. Hello, Gen Gen. Ah, cute.
Master Gen Gen, this is the friend of the Exarch I was telling you about.
Very good, very good. Though friend or no, all are welcome in Maud's.
Ah, he's
Souk
cute.
is Mordish for city. As things stand, this souk boasts the largest and busiest marketplace in all Armorang.
Okay.
You'll find ore from the mines here, of course, but all manner of other things too. Many of them rare. As I told you before, not many visit Armorang by choice, but Maud Souk's a different story. Merchants come from miles around to purchase the relics the Maud dig up.
Aye, that they do. For Maud do not dismiss the spoils of the earth. We clean them and polish them and reveal to the world their true value. That is why they come here, come from far away, come with much money. And so our souk is always busy, busy, busy. No such thing as a thing no one needs.
You say that every time, Master Gen Gen. Some sort of family motto, wasn't it? Or perhaps a Maud philosophy, for which we should all be very grateful. Would that everyone was so willing to take in refugees regardless of race or creed. Now then, if you intend to spend any time here, you'll want to gain the trust of the locals. And there's a little custom all newcomers are expected to observe.
The cracking of the coin purse. You buy one thing from the market. Price can be low or high, just as long as you buy.
As the good Maud says. In fact, the Exarch sent a little something to cover this very expense. A Verbert gold piece, no less. The first I've held in years.
Huh?
Verbert gold? Real Verbert gold?
Here, newcomer, crack your coin purse with me. No, you want my goods, newcomer. I have jars and pots all smooth and shiny. Over here!
Come and look!
You buy, you buy?
Enough of that! Calm, I say! This one must still journey through the barrens. Nothing bulky, nothing heavy, no pots.
Huh.
Nothing better for the road than a full belly. Spend that piece at Ronron's place, yes? Eat for 3 before you leave.
Welcome to Ronron's, traveler. I have wares to empty your purse and fill your belly. Take your time, stare and sniff before you choose, but no drooling on the merchandise, yes? That's my ever-burning bounty, made with the best parts of the lizard, cured with special spicy spices. Some find the smell challenging, but it'll warm you up on a chilly desert night. I call that mush loaf. The middle is stuffed with bittersweet cactus fruits, so even if the bread dries out, it's still moist inside. Keeps you going in the heat. Everyone's favorite. Plump white worm slathered in honey. Once you eat a glazed wriggler, you'll never want another treat. Oh, you'll like those. Chewy skewers. Find small frogs hiding under rocks, spear them with a stick, then roast over fire. Crackly on the outside, gooey on the inside. Perfect for snacking. They all look tasty, yes? Which to choose? Which to choose? Yes, put some spice in your step. You won't feel the cold this night, and probably not the next one either. You have the gold? All done. One Vorberit honor buys you 10 sides of lizard meat. What was that expression, hon? Will you eat the lot? Every last mouthful. What an appetite! What a belly! A new legend is born in Mortsuk. Consider your coin purse cracked. I'm pleased to accept your custom, and Gengen will be pleased that you honored ours. Keeping the merchandise down, yes? No returns. That was a fun little, just like, mini quest. That was just a fun little thing. To remind you of the, like, pointer mechanics. My phone is going off. I was watching from here, Umbra. You honored our custom with great relish. You will always be welcome in Mordsuk. If you need anything in Amarang, we are here to provide. Ah, ha! You have courage, my friend. Ronron's wares are more exotic than harmful, but I don't envy you the bellyache you'll have on the morrow. Right. Now that you've eaten, I expect you're eager to be getting back on the road. Would you mind if we delayed our departure a touch? I have a few deals left to close before I can conclude my business here in Mordsuk. Oh, offering your services, are you? Aye. Well, an assistant would certainly help hurry things along. I have a receipt here for some goods that need picking up from the market. All properly paid for. You just need to do the lifting and carrying. I'll go and take care of some last-minute haggling then. See you in a bit. Okay. If you're handling Cassid's porter work, you've come to the wrong place. He has no outstanding orders with my shop. Table cactus, thon, iron ore, thol, mill. From mul. So this one. Cassid sent you, did he? Right. Yes. What kind of ore was it again? Iron ore. Iron ore, of course. That would explain this box I have here. It's all yours. So, thol, thon, and mul. Oh, here's thon. You came with Cassard, yes? Good. I can finally stop thinking about that sack. Please, take your pickly purchase. And mul, there he is. Hey, no touching! That merchandise is spoken for. You couldn't possibly change my mind with a better offer. What? Cassard sent you? Why didn't you say so? I wouldn't dream of selling his goods to a higher bidder. Oh, no. Nabath Orang relics, wasn't it? All packed in that box there. Handle with care. Interesting. Well, hello, Cassid. Don't tell me you've been around the entire market already. I have. Here you go. Aye, that's the lot. Alright, good work. And quick work, too, considering you've not set foot in the place before. I thought you wanted to sit in the city like the Exarch, but something tells me you're not a stranger to visiting strange lands. Ow. Unfortunately, your efficiency prevents something of a problem. I'd hoped to conclude all my business before you returned, but it seemed there had been some confusion over one of the orders I placed. I'll have to drag in my middleman to sort this out. I'm sorry to make you sit around and twiddle your thumbs. Cassid, feels like an age since I last saw you. Oh. She was a lady. Whoops. Well, if it isn't the lovely Tesleen. It's been a while, but your timing couldn't be better. This lady was on her way to meet with Alizé. I'm supposed to be taking her to your corner of the desert, but a misplaced order has commandeered my attention. Wait, I know who you are. Alizé has told me so much about you. You're Umbra, aren't you? I knew it! How wonderful to meet you in the flesh after hearing all those stories. I'm Tesleen. I work as a carer at the inn, and I've gotten to know Alizé quite well since she took up guard duties there. Do you want me to take over as Umbra's guide, Cassidy? My shopping's all done and packed for the road, so it wouldn't be no trouble. That would be great. Thank you. Well, looks like you'll be able to head straight out after all. My caravan and I will be in the area for a while yet. Seek me out when you've had your fill of Amarang, and I'll send you back to the Crystarium. I have teleport powers for that, bucko. Alizé has been desperate to see you, Umbra, so let's get you to us sooner rather than later. The inn isn't too hard to find, really. You can actually see the top rock of the spires from here. We just need to swing around the ridge and then head south. Come on, I'll get my supplies together and meet you outside. Alright. Is there a nearby one? One to the west. Which I don't know if I can get to from here. Yeah, because it doesn't look like I can get that way from here. So we're going this way. Hey, Tesleen. All set? Oh, I should probably mention the wildlife. While most of them will leave you be if you keep your distance, the local coyotes have learned to prey on folk heading home from the markets. I can usually swing a sword well enough to fend them off, but I may have loaded myself down with too many bargains today. Do you think you can handle any beasts that try and make a meal of us? I thought you might. Alizé is always saying how much you... let's get going, shall we? Ooh, there is one to the southeast. That battle music, though. So good. 79 yalms southeast. Yalms to the south. Hey, Tesleen, I'll be there in a second. Hi, Ted! How are you, my friend? I gotta save this lady. Yeah, registering for insurance is an absolute pain in the butt. But I'm glad you're getting it done. I'm sorry you're tired too, though. Sorry, there wasn't much time to shout a warning. Were you bitten? Those things can be nasty. And yet hardly a match for you, it seems. I'd always thought Alize was strong, but in her mind she was never... Now it makes sense. Well, we should push on. It might be best if you scout ahead and clear out any coyotes that have our scent. I'll wait here so you can fight without any distractions. Mappin'. Mappin'. Anything else going on today, Ted? Or are you just kind of hanging out? Edit in. Nice. Sounds good. Hope class went well. I know class for me went really well today. I'm really happy with how things went. Oh, thank goodness you're back. I could hear the howling and snarling from here. Frightful creatures. Let's hope the rest have seen your handiwork, and you know how to know to avoid us now. I need to get these supplies back to the inn. Keep forgetting how to add G's. My so the keyboard on my Mac, not my beefy PC that I'm playing on, it's been if it's overworked, it will miss inputs. So there are times where I'll type an entire word and that won't get typed into whatever I'm working on, just because of the issues with time with like management of the system. I need to go get this ether current. Hey Tesleen, I'll be with you in a second. I know there's an ether current somewhere around here and I need to go get it. Bye. To the west. Oh, I see it. Okay, I have 4 of 10. I'm on the PS4 though. Oh! Yes. Now I see. I'm impressed with your typing speed when it comes to typing on the PS4. It's not an easy thing to do, and you do it quite well. Oh, I got zombies chasing me. Hold on, Tesleen. I need to get the rest of these ether currents. I'm sorry. I will be back in a moment. You a badass. That's what you is. Alrighty. So, well, let's just grab this last corner of the map before we head back to Tesleen. Because it's free experience points! We must get the free experience points! I want to be at level 80 before I get halfway through Shadowbringers. So Ted, it's official. I've made it to Shadowbringers. Look at me being a warrior of darkness. I know a little bit about Shadowbringers. I don't know a ton about it. I've purposefully kind of kept myself in the dark on Shadowbringers just because I've been told it's so good story-wise. So I don't want to spoil myself. Okay, looks like I've explored pretty much everything I have current access to. Except that sliver up north, which I can check later. Tesleen, hold on. I got at the attraction of a stupid bug. Oh, never mind. It decided not to fight. This is it. Thanks to you, I didn't have to drop my shopping even once. Come to think of it, I'm glad I didn't make the trip alone. But it seems you ended up escorting me. I'll have to repay the favor somehow, but first let's head inside, shall we? Ow. My wrists. Oh, shit. Welcome to the inn at Journey's Head. You might be our first visitor from the Crystarium since Alizé arrived. It's not much, but it's home for the afflicted and a handful of carers. The afflicted? You don't know? I don't think I've met anyone besides Alizé who was so unfamiliar with our situation here. Most folks have grown up knowing someone who knew someone. I might leave out something obvious, so it may be best to have Alizé give you the full explanation. Excuse me. Now, where is she? I think she might be out on patrol. You could wait, I suppose, but why not go and surprise her? She usually takes a look at things from the watchtower first, so you might be able to catch her there. It's not far. Head out from the south side and you'll soon see it. I'll stay behind in case she comes back while you're gone. Let's organize all my shit. I already got that one. Dookie. Oh, holy shit. Hey. Bud, I'm trying to admire. That's that light that flooded the world. Whoa. Alizar is nowhere to be seen, but you spot fresh footprints from the ground, and they look to be about the right size. Aw, zombieman. So Ted, I've told you I've thoroughly enjoyed all of Final Fantasy XIV, but Shadowbringers hit different. Like from the very beginning, I was like, "Oh my god, ooh, I love all of this." God, I gotta run past more zombiemen. There are more tracks here, but they end in a mess of disturbed sand.
Back here! Is that... It can't be.
Just a lesser sin eater. Nothing to write home about. I knew you'd turn up sooner or later, but I had been hoping for sooner. How are you? We've fought them to a standstill, then. The Exarch did say that the Empire seemed to have drawn back when he last looked in on the source. But without knowing for sure how fast time was passing there, I couldn't help worrying that a lot might have happened since then. I'm heartily relieved to hear that it hasn't, just as Alphino must have been. As you can imagine, both he and Urianger were desperate to hear the news from home when I arrived. I haven't actually seen Thancred and Y'shtola yet, but they will have heard all the latest developments from the Exarch by now, or should have at least. When I think of how frantic Tataru and the others must be, I want nothing more than to rush back and reassure them. But we still haven't found a way to reverse the summoning. And even if we had, we couldn't just ignore Urianger's vision. He may use 10 words where one would suffice, and they may often obscure as much as they reveal. But
Very
on
true.
this matter, he was as clear as day. I do not doubt for one moment that he saw what he claims. Nor how difficult it must have been to speak about them. The 8th Umbral Calamity and your death aren't exactly topics for idle conversation. As much as I might want to go home, I don't want to go home to that. We can't allow the rejoining to happen, which means we have to save the first from the Sin Eaters. That great wall of white is a remnant of the Flood. 100 years ago, the balance in the first tipped decisively in favor of light. From that moment, it rose and swelled with each passing day, and then, without warning, it burst forth like water from a broken dam. A colossal wave of pure light, drowning everything in its wake. Only Norvrant was spared. For the most part, living things are composed of ether of various different aspects. But when exposed to such a flood, their etheric harmony is shattered, and their natural form breaks down. Then they either perish, or are warped into mindless abominations. Yes, that's how the Sin Eaters came to be. They were once living creatures, or people, that were caught in the path of the Flood. Once the change is wrought, there is no going back. In that instant, they are gripped by an insatiable appetite for ether, and will happily gorge themselves on any living thing within reach. But even that is not the worst of it. The stronger Sin Eaters can plant light in us, like seeds in soil, corrupting our ether and triggering the birth of new monstrosities. They are creatures of base instinct that exist only to feed and to multiply. They feel no pity, know no remorse, and are utterly deaf to reason, which is why they must be destroyed. Every last one of them. The infirmary is full of the Sin Eaters' victims, left here to spend their final hours waiting for the change to overtake them.
It's just a matter of time. More for some, less for others. Those patients will all become monsters in the end. And to add insult to injury, the afflicted are feared, shunned, cast out of society, and exiled here to the edge of the world. The only good thing I have to say about this hellish place is that it has served me well as a training ground. Tasleen and the others have also been kind enough to share their knowledge of the Sin Eaters, which is knowledge I can now share with you, while you help me finish my patrol, of course. Yeah, of course. Here's what we'll do. I'll take the east side of the inn and you clear the west. That way you can have an undiluted experience with the resident Hoteras. These marks on your map are where the usual trouble spots are. You can assume that any beast with a white hide or carapace is a Sin Eater. But you'll know for sure soon enough when they come slavering after your ether. Remember, it's kill or be killed with these monsters. Once you've slain whatever's prowling around there, we can rendezvous back at the north entrance. Good hunting. How did you fare? Ah, I thought there might be one or two lurking on the fringes. Nothing out of the ordinary for this area. I expect you noticed it yourself, but individually these lesser sin eaters are no more deadly than any natural predator you might encounter in the desert. It's when they appear in numbers that they pose a threat. Much like the Void Scent, they have an unfortunate tendency to flock to the strongest of their kind. Thus, when a powerful sin eater goes on the hunt, it might be attended by a veritable swarm of weaker kin. Imagine an army of such creatures descending on a village or hamlet. That's the basic idea behind my patrols. To cull their ranks often enough that their numbers won't be overwhelming when the big ones come out to play. And you've certainly helped on that front. Let's report our victories to Tesleen, shall we? I keep accidentally kicking my microphone, I apologize. Awesome. Alice tells me you helped her out on patrol. You have our thanks, and my apologies for leading you from one battle to another ever since the moment we met. In any case, I'm glad to see the two of you found each other. You have no idea how badly Alice missed your company. Everything is always, if Umbra were here, she would... That's an exaggeration, and I don't sound like that either. I was simply trying to view matters from another perspective, and I respect Umbra's methods. Honestly, after seeing her reaction, I can understand why. The way she leaps into the fray without hesitation. It really is something to behold. I might be a little smitten myself. I'm only teasing, though I've no doubt she deserves all the admiration she gets, just as you do. Ah, so close to a level. I'd love to lay out a welcome meal, but the duties I put off when I went to market are still waiting for me. There are 101 things that need doing. I'm sorry, but would you mind waiting here with Alize? What? And twiddle our thumbs while you work yourself to death? Surely there's something we can do to help you with. I could do with a hand, it's true. Thank you. You can start by helping me sort out the larder, Alize. While we do that, could you tend to a few of the patients, perhaps? There are 3 in particular I meant to visit. It's just a matter of saying a few words to them and seeing that their skin isn't caked in sand. Their names are Parnil, Todden, and Halric. They may not give much in way of response, but I promise they'll be pleased to meet someone new. Thank you. Todden glances up at you blankly, but you notice the tension in his face ease slightly. Halric remains utterly still as you wipe the sand from his cheek. The texture of his skin has hardened into something akin to plaster. Jesus. You've seen to the patients? How were they? Good. That's good. I knew they would enjoy meeting you. I'm concerned about Halric, though. I'll have to speak with the other carers, but I think his time may be near. We shall leave you to have that discussion, then. I was going to take Umbra to Maud Soak if you have any errands that need doing. Well, I suppose there is one thing. Would you pick up a nectarine from the markets, please? Cassad's caravan just passed through, so Ron should have some fresh fruit. Come on then, Umbra. There's something I want you to see. Right after we stop at Run Stall, of course. Let's grab this. Did I grab this aetheryte? I can't remember if I did. I did not! There's also a blue quest there. That might be an aetherite, an ether current quest, which means it must be done immediately. I'm here. Hey, Alize, I know whatever you want is important, but I gotta grab this. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, my dear. Hold on, hold on. Gengen! Greetings, friend. You like helping people, yes? Maybe you can help me too. You see, my son Gungun makes me very proud, but very worried. He works very hard, too hard for his own good. He follows orders, yes, follows them until someone tells him to stop. This is very dangerous, bad for his health. I need you to speak with him, persuade him to rest. He should be near the Red Sarai, probably leaving no stone unturned in his search for relics. Please tell him his father orders him to stop. Awesome. I will do that after talking to Alize, because... Where the fuck is Ron? Oh, he's way the fuck over there. Okay. Yeah, we'll do this, and then we'll go pick up that. Oh, back again, are you? You need another taste of Ron's wares. Actually, we're looking to buy a nectarine. Do you have any in stock? Oh, yes, nectarines, peaches, grapes. Fresh and juicy. Given how richly you cracked your coin purse with me, I might still owe you food. Here, take this one. Free of charge. Gods, I've never seen a moored merchant give away something for nothing before. How much coin did you spend here? Oh, yes. I'll take a jar of honeyed worms as well. Oh, no, they're not for me. It's an offering of sorts. The worms, if you please. Only the best wrigglers for you. Come again, my friends. Right, that's our shopping chores taken care of. Let's head past the aetheryte to the main tower. The view I want to show you can only be seen from its very top. Alize, I will be with you in a moment. I need to go fetch a boy.